I've included a lot of young adult writers in this companion, by which I mean, I suppose, that I've included a lot of the writers who tend to be considered young adult writers, which may or not be a useful category. In some senses, I think it is meaningful because a lot of people consider young adult writers have certain things in common in terms of the kinds of perspective and the kinds of themes they write about. But it's also partly, I think, something which is decided by publishers and by marketing people about the way we're going to sell these books and we're going to talk about them. There are certain writers who I think might be described as any number of things who happen to be called young adult writers. And actually a lot of them are people who I think probably should be read more widely. A writer like Mel Peet, who is sold as a young adult writer for the most part, who's won prizes for children's writing and for young adult fiction, actually I think should be read very widely, should be read by everybody. I think there's one of his novels, Life: An Exploded Diagram, is a fantastic piece of fiction writing of the last few years. And I think it happens to be considered a young adult novel, but it's more and more interestingly that boundary is getting blurred. And what we're now calling, I suppose, crossover fiction, which also is dealt with in here, does kind of indicate that people are, I think, seeing those boundaries as porous rather than seeing this is a book for 14-year-olds and then when you turn 15 you have to stop and then you have to read this book. I think the kind of fluidity is exciting, actually.